Hey y'all, welcome back to Across from the Ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today is still the same day that I did part one of the Planter's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit with the Delonix Regia. And it is way too cold out here to be thinking about a tropical tree from Madagascar. But anyways, here down with the family. My wife Laura, daughter Franny, and Stella's all bundled up in Laura's arms. It's a little windy, but in the sun it's beautiful out this November day. We've got this nice beach. It's only open from Memorial Day through Labor Day, but since we're right here, we get to use the splendors of it in the off season. So summer, we swim it, paddleboard it. Obviously, we're going to be making sandcastles with the little baby soon enough. But we're down here today for this reason. The intense rains this late fall really brought these river pebbles to the top, and if you saw in a previous video, I had gathered a bunch of it, and I'm just getting slightly greedy with it. I figure before something happens and maybe they come and they use the big machinery to rake out the beach for the winter, I better come down here and get just a little bit more for top dressing. It has a little bit of sand mixed in it, and little pebbles really make for a great top dress for watering light bonsai soil so it's not popping out of the pot. So what I'm gathering today, I anticipate using for the larger Delonix Regia. So we're going to be pruning that up and talking about the future on that one. And if you didn't catch the first video, that tree is 4 years old. So that one, and we're going to be wiring one that's a little less than 2 years old. So that's what's coming up, hopefully all in part two of Planter's Choice Bonsai Starter Kit. So that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai.
Do I have to press anything?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
So here we have a Marine Corps E-tool, everything tool. You can use it. It's got a serrated edge for chopping down trees. If you need to build a fire or the enemy is attacking, you're out of ammo. That's the way they teach it. And it folds up nice and compact into this. And when you're in full uniform in the Marine Corps, it hooks right on your belt. Usually in the back, and canteens are here. So I'm just skimming the top. By skimming the top, you get enough sand to kind of really let it form in and settle down into the soil, give it that nice, warm, tropical look. And but you get most of the stones, so they'll remain on top. And why I really love these is because there's pretty much every shade of rock you can get, so it's a nice little mixture. It's something you pay a good amount for at a bonsai shop. All right, y'all, so here we are back at the ranch. I just want to show you, this is the one successful Delonix cutting I was telling you about. Boom, boom. It is in, call this like the monster corner. Got bamboo in the back, some cacti down below. Over there. Nice Italian fig coming out. Some zigzag cacti. Basically, all my cuttings for a while I just threw in there, you know, and I'm just letting it grow wildly. But these Delonix in here, my one successful cutting. It was a really long cutting, not this long. But what I'm enjoying about this thing is I want kind of everything to cascade and like fly out of the pot wildly. What I'm loving about it is like it's becoming its own three different trees. Like this one, and this one. And that's how I'm going to treat them. So, you know, maybe not everybody's bag and clearly not a bonsai. Sorry about the sun. There we go. That's a little better. But it's just a lot of fun. And then I have some silver lace Jew just climbing out of that pot. Little Christmas cacti, blooming, spider plant. It's just a fun corner, in my opinion. All right, y'all. So it is now Thanksgiving afternoon. We have visited with Laura's family, had a nice meal, watched a little football, watched Peter Rabbit 2. and it's dark now, and we have a lot of natural lighting here at the ranch, but um, not many lamps and things like that or overhead lights. So I actually have the flash on my phone, and I really liked the way it looked when I turned it on. And with me looking at the tree, I get a nice little silhouette of all the branches, and I'm not looking directly into the light. So this is just a little test, potentially filming at night in the future, because it really did look good. And my phone isn't always the best with focusing, A, and B, this kind of makes it so it has a dark background, so I think y'all can see it better. So what I'm going to do with this guy is, I really like this branch here, this little one coming out lower. That's new from last time, and this one's working for me too. I might leave these two full. I'm definitely going to prune these two ones that went straight vertical down hard. So I'm going to bring it down. I'll bring them down to about the height of this smaller branch right now. And these are some serious cuttings, so I might just throw them in some soil here at the house and try to pot these up, because these are already woody. That's also the beauty of these. They grow back quickly, and the green turns to a woody striated trunk and on the main trunk and the branches relatively quickly. So these are nice. I like these. They're already actually a little thicker than this one, the one that I'm going to wire in video 3. So in this planting, I hope you could see it. This is Laura's mom's a fine artist, and she painted a few rock scenes of our vacations, and I think this one is of the view from our house down to the pond off the back. And she did a really cool job, and so I made it as a backdrop to this. I don't know, so you could really see the trunk. But I don't know, let me know what you think about it. I also have a piece of rose quartz I found locally, and then a smaller piece of quartz in here, because I like to have things in threes. But yeah. So I'm just going to kind of clean this one up a little bit. When I brought it from outside to inside, once it started to drop below like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, some of the leaves didn't like it so much. So if they're not attractive right now, they're not going to be attractive in a month. They'll get that yellowing and stuff that we talked about. So I'm not actually pruning these ones here. I guess I'm just going to defoliate. So I've been using in the meantime, since my hard prune, somebody on the channel suggested I just pinch off the top and continuously pinch off the top as it buds out, and that'll encourage some back budding. I won't need such a drastic prune, and then once I get some branching, get some wiring on that bad boy. So I guess I'm at the point where I did the pinching 2 or 3 times. It was time for this prune, and I think I'm even going to take this one down a bit now that I'm here. Use the scissors. Go. Last time, this part I think was all dead. Yeah, that's where I pruned it last time. It had about 2 inches of dieback, which isn't regular, but I think it just sprouted a branch, and from there on up, it just didn't do anything. It just finally died off. Another cut point, dieback point. This one too. Cool. All right. And I just wanted to add some top dress in here. And that'll probably do it for this episode, part 2. Part 3 will be shorter. I don't think it'll take me that long to work with this skinny little guy. We have all weighed in on the style that we want it to be, meaning Franny, Laura, and I. And I think we kind of found a cool style that we like, so we'll talk about that in the next episode. Yeah, cool. I just wanted this for the color contrast. I didn't want my favorite tree to have soil exposed anymore. I wanted to have something a little more special. And with this tropical feel, I feel like the smaller pebbles with a little bit of sand is fitting. A lighter color. Cool. So I guess in theory this rock doesn't really work with this species of tree, but I think it's pretty. And now that my mother-in-law has seen it there, if I moved it, she would notice, and I'd probably be in trouble. I don't know what to do with these. I don't want to stack them all up near the trunk. I don't want to just have like 3 random rocks. That's something I'll have to improve in the future. But for now, we will just water it on a normal schedule. Nothing too crazy. Make sure there aren't any bugs as it buds back, and then just keep an eye on it. So I'll let y'all know how this one turns out. So that's going to do it for part 2 of 3 of this episode of Jarhead Bonsai. I hope everybody in America had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everyone around the world is gearing up for a great weekend. And from my family to yours, cheers, y'all.